I know it's a little late for me to go live, right? Um, so Amberlyn Reed finally gave some more details about her health emergency today and was very concerned that people were going to be judgy because of she assumes that everything that we have to say is fat shaming, right? It's all fat shaming. So Amberlyn Reed apparently has been, I don't even know why she shares these details, honestly, especially when she doesn't even know what's going on yet. But she gets like super graphic about like what's going on with her. So she says there's been blood in her urine, and she had previously had a uterine cancer scare and had to have a hysterectomy and so on and so forth, right? This is part of her health history. First of all, girlfriend, do you even understand the the anatomy that you have? Um, if this was related to cancer in your hoo ha, it's not going to be coming out your urine. Do you get it? Like maybe you need to take an anatomy class again. So, she's apparently going to get a CT scan, but I don't know. I guess she's lied about having CT scans before, and she has a fear that she won't fit in the machine. Well, Amber, as somebody who has had to have a couple of CT scans over the last couple of years for my nerve damage and leg injury and just like everything that's been happening to my body as a result of that, it's much larger than the MRI, and you're probably going to be just fine. It's very open. It's You just got to take your earrings out and your necklace off and stuff. Not a problem. But the bigger question here is, when you got back to Oklahoma, you would have had to get a new health insurance plan because health insurance is by state. There are some states that have like agreements, some of the smaller states, but Kentucky is kind of far away from Oklahoma, so I just don't see that as a reality that they would have had some sort of agreement. So you would have had to get a new health insurance plan pretty much right away, at which point you could have found like a general practitioner. And as part of ACA, Amber, you get to have a physical every year. Do you understand this? You're complaining that nobody pays attention to you because you're too large, right? Part of ACA is that you get a physical every year. And that means that you're inspected by your primary doctor, and they also do blood work to see if there's anything off, right? So that way, if something like this comes up, they know that, okay, well, it's not part of like your normal shit This might be kidney stones. This might be, like something else entirely. But like literally you're not taking advantage of free services that are available to you like that, and like your annual gynecological visit, and probably not getting your mammograms either, right? Like, what are you even thinking? But you want to go online and complain about the American medical system, which, look, I have all the complaints in the world. I was campaigning for Medicare for all as a Bernie victory captain. But you can't complain when you don't even use what we have. Those services are free to all Americans. So I don't understand what your problem is. You literally could have had your blood work traced. Like, this is how I've been getting monitored. I just had a physical last month, right? And I'm having follow ups on that because my blood work is way the fuck off. I have the blood work of an anorexic, yet I'm at healthy body weight. That's not normal. So I have to take all kinds of supplements now. And fortunately for me, I'm not anorexic. So like I don't have a problem swallowing these pills and like trying to like get myself back up to normal levels. But you can't even just fucking pick up the phone and make the appointment. And yet you want to get online and monetize this bullshit and try and get everybody on board with feeling pity for you. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Why? 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 You can't. You can't, you guys. So this is one of the Royal Rose. Hope your night is going good. My night is almost over. I'm thinking about trying to eat a little bit more because I do have to kind of force myself to eat to make sure that my nutrient levels are up. But I don't want to eat too close to the time that I fall asleep because it will make me sick in the middle of the night. Now, I do have a medication for this because, see, unlike Amber Lynn, I actually have been going to the doctor. So I do have a medication for this. However, it pretty much only lasts about like 6 hours. So if I do the wrong thing, I could end up throwing up in the morning. It gets tricky late at night. Sungman. Did I pronounce that correctly? Sungman. Well, hello to you as well. Um by the way, for all of you who like reality TV, the Survivor finale is tomorrow night, is all I'm saying. I'll be watching it. They haven't been as exciting as like the first 10 years. Like the first 10 years of shows were pretty freaking solid, and then they kind of tapered off. But they started getting a little bit more dangerous. Royal Rose. Amberlynn is literally the worst. I know she really is, right? She's very entitled. And she wants everyone to feel sorry for her. But the question is, Did I pronounce it correctly? Was I close? Swing Min. Did I pronounce it correctly? Was I close? That's the question there. Um, but yeah, tomorrow I did finally dial into The Amazing Race, and I guess I was happy with the ending. I was close. Okay. Well, that's the best I can do when it's just phonetically reading it off the screen. Like that's like I'm literally just reading it off the screen, right? So that's all I got for you there. But so anyway, Amberlynn is doing her pity party right now while she had free ACA services available to her since she was a little kid, like 2012. This shit's been available since 2012. And she's like, I haven't gone to the gynecologist, but I had uterine cancer. Girlfriend, you let your hoo ha bleed for 2 years and never went to the gynecologist. And you're trying to blame your primary doctor for saying, well, you're a big person, so therefore you might bleed. You literally had that as a free service. Exactly, her Whittle Narc pity train. She is textbook narcissist, and it's disgusting. She doesn't see it. That's from Royal Rose. Yeah, I mean, then had the audacity to blame Becky, who goes by Beck now and has transitioned to non binary. But yeah, Beck was like right there for all that, trying to be supportive. And um, Amber Lynn she is not an advocate for her own health. These are free fucking services that are available to us as Americans that we can get a physical. I think that the butt thing too is also free. What's that where they test for like colon cancer? The colonoscopy. I think that's free too. These are all free services as part of ACA because it was determined that, we all need these things. And so, therefore, it should just be a part of our basic health care. So, there's no copay. You just go in, they listen to your heart, they take your blood pressure, they take your pulse, they listen to your lungs, they look in your ears, they look in your nose. They do all the bullshit, right? As a basic physical. And then they send you off for a blood panel. You have to get your blood work done. And that's where they find out if your electrolytes are normal, if your iron level is normal, because these are the things wrong with me, right? So I'm anemic. I have issues with my electrolytes. These are the things coming up in my blood work. But I have been going to the doctor regularly to monitor this shit. And she's like, I don't know. I'm just like, they're fat phobic and they don't want to treat me. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Are you telling me that there aren't an incredibly huge number of obese people in Oklahoma? that that they would all of a sudden be like, I don't know, this Amber Lynn chick. It's quite literally fucking free under ACA. I can't even with these girls. They're so nutters. I mean, they're constantly complaining about how they have health problems, but they won't follow up on actual doctor visits. Um, I'll tell you, I rely very heavily on my doctor's visits. And there's no way I'm gonna fucking miss an appointment. There's no way I'm gonna back out or not call it in, you know? I'm under the status right now with my doctor, my primary, that if I feel even slightly faint, I'm supposed to call 911. So I really have no pity for these people whatsoever. Because not only have they eaten themselves to death pretty much at this point, but they don't have the kind of pain I have. I have actual nerve damage. My legs collapse under me. I have a normal body weight. Y'all say you want to live. They both said that. Did you, did you notice that? I want to live. Okay, well then stop trying to eat yourselves to death because that's ridiculous and actually go to the doctor. It sounds like they're both diabetic at this point, like type 2. Sounds like they both have it. That is something that can go into remission if you lose weight. Take your medicine, manage your diet. My grandfather had it. And it ran in the family, right? So his sister lost both of her legs. She had to have both of her legs amputated. That's what you gals have to look forward to. I'm just telling you. I have a friend in Rhode Island who literally just had to have a toe amputated. So there's that. But basically, it can be managed. And my grandfather, while his diet wasn't perfect, he put way too much butter on what he was eating. But he usually just had like unflavored oatmeal in the morning. He used to eat grapefruit, like unsweetened grapefruit, because apparently that was supposed to be good for his diabetes and for his high blood pressure. Um, and he worked out every day. He would go into the living room. There were some dumbbells under the couch. He would start working on his biceps and, working out. This is like an 80-year-old man that was going into the living room and doing headstands. He taught me how to do a headstand. I wouldn't even fucking try it right now. There's no way I would even try that shit right now. But he was 80 and he was still doing that bullshit. He was still hiking with his dog, his German Shepherd. He would take us up behind the Griffith Park Observatory and we would hike the hills, the Hollywood Hills, look over the city. these girls are not really getting out. Like Amberlyn, she likes her bingo with mom. She likes to go to the casino. These are sitting down type of activities. I mean, I can't do a lot, but at least when I do, I try and make them mobile activities like day tripping at San Juan Capistrano Mission, day tripping in Laguna Beach, day tripping at the San Clemente Pier. You know, I showed myself actually walking around even though it was really difficult. Very difficult for me. And yet these girls are much younger than me. I'm 50. Chantel is 40. Amber Lynn, I think, is somewhere around like 34 or like mid 30s. They're much younger than me. And they've never had jobs that were as physically demanding as what I had to do. So they didn't have to do as much damage to their body. And they certainly didn't have an attack dog come up behind them, blow out their knee, right? So these ladies really have no excuse. They're too young to have all of these excuses. And the fact is that for Chantel, she has the entire pretty much free medical system of Canada available to her. And Amber Lynn has free ACA services that she just doesn't want to schedule. So why am I supposed to feel sad for you? I'm not going to feel sad for you. Not going to do it. Anyway, I'm going to probably have some peanuts and go to bed. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Thanks, Royal and Singman, for writing some comments in the chat because they will disappear when I end this. Um, and for everybody else that was just like hanging out and like watching. Full moon is on Thursday, you guys. The full moon is on Thursday. Be ready.